Alright, guys, so here we go for the films of Christopher Nolan, number two, which is his movie Insomnia with Al Pacino, Hilary Swank, and the great Robin Williams. Um, just finishing watching it, I'd say it's his more nuanced movie. It's his more um, sorry, I'm gonna get a I'm preparing a video right after this, so whatever. Um, it's the great Al Pacino. What can you say when you got Al Pacino? You got greatness. Of course, Robin Williams. The first thing I don't like is that Hilary Swank's character was nobody and no do nothing character, no arcs. She was just a fan of Al Pacino's character. In the introduction of the story, she was just spitting out exposition, and I didn't like that at all. And of course, she finds the missing piece of the whole story and the truth at the end when the others could not, so that because she's better than the others, but she has no character, she has no story. She's just a piece. She's just a pawn in the whole narrative. So, what did they want Hilary Swank for? They could have got anybody to do that job, and it didn't need Hilary Swank. But I'm glad she's there. I'm glad she's got the job and everything. She's making some money, but she wasn't needed in that movie. But apart from that, so if we going chronologically, um, I find that of course it's a big step up from following, which was 4 year earlier. This is 2002. Um, I love Al Pacino in everything mostly, but this is one of his great roles. I mean, because I am so acutely familiar with Insomnia, I love how he played it. I love how the editing, because in this movie, I found out that Christopher Nolan was already building his uh, his uh, his cinematic team because we got he got the his production designer that he got for the Dark Knight trilogy and most of his movies. He got Wally Pfister as his cinematographer, which I think he used him. He worked with him with also all his movies. Of course, his wife Emma Thomas as a producer. A lot of big time producers like Steven Soderbergh and George Clooney. So it was his big overture for in Hollywood, I think. So and it was a really strange tale because we have, of course, Al Pacino as a loose cop with dirty background and everything like that. So that's yeah, Al Pacino can play that no problem. But Robin Williams as a murderer, as a villain, as an antagonist to Al Pacino, wow. I mean, I know I knew he could do it because of What Dreams May Come, and I'm crying because every time I think about Robin Williams, I think about his legacy, and I think about What Dreams May Come. And it's my favorite movie of all time, and I can't believe I haven't done a review for that yet. It shall come later, but yeah. So uh, the guilt mixed with the insomnia of Antarctica, it's a great set piece to place your characters in because, of course, nobody can sleep when it's daylight every time. Like he's desperate, and of course, the movie is not as complex as it should, but it is more complex than we think. Lots of big words, big words. What I'll say is, I loved all the all the. I love every movie when the antagonist is confronting the protagonist directly. So phone calls from Robin Williams to Al Pacino, always great. Always, these are fascinating. And of course, when they met on the ferry, also fascinating. And he lets Al Pacino lets him go, and Robin Williams shows him the tape recorder. That's a fine touch. It's a fine point. Um, but I think this police murder movie, I mean, it's just about Al Pacino's character. It's not about the murdered teen. And you'll say, well, of course it is. What are you talking about? I'd say, well, what was the most important thing in this story? Was it that a female teen died? Or was it about Will Dormer's Al Pacino's character just getting acquainted with his inner demons and the fact that wherever he goes, whatever he does, he is consistently burdened with the weight of his job and the weight of his enemies and the weight of his mistakes from the past. Because what did they do in the end? Do we know in the end if he's gonna face prison, jail, lifetime, murder? If they are gonna find it or not? Well, maybe yes, because it already ranked as the proof. But we don't go there because the movie doesn't ask to, and because it's about let me sleep. That's his final words. Let me sleep. Because after a lifetime of restlessness and nightmares and psycho killers, like the first thing he says when Al Pacino's character knows that it's the end and he's been shot. We don't know where, we don't know if he's dying, probably, but we know the and it's another thing. Robin Williams' character, like just said, like it's been he has no reason to lie. So he said yes, he beat the girl up, and he didn't want to, but she died. He didn't want to, but she died. So, of course, that makes him a murderer, and that makes him a target, and that makes him someone you want to see dying, perhaps. So, at the end, when he dies, is it a relief? Really? I don't think so, because it wasn't about him. And it wasn't about really the girl that he killed, because I mean, this movie transcends a lot of cliches of police slash murder um, movies, because it is so much the universe around Will Dormer, Al Pacino, that everything else becomes disconnected. And what I mean by that is that every time something goes awry or goes wrong, um, like when he had to put the gun inside uh, Robin Williams' vent, every time he had to shoot a bullet to hide the evidence for the autopsy, every time he tried to tape his windows down to get some sleep, and when he finally gets asleep, his phone rings, so he cannot fall asleep. It's like he's been awake this whole time, and he can never find rest, and it's like he is constantly pushed and demonized, and um, uh, and then Robin Williams starts calling him, and you know that Robin Williams sees his movement, because you've been 3 days without sleep. For me it was this, for me it was that, and trust me, when you go a few days without sleep, you start seeing things. Yeah. And I love the scene. I love all the movie where Al Pacino is like this all the time. It's like what the fuck? I'm so tired. And it's like every journey, every new day that begins, you're like, Jesus Christ, this guy still hasn't slept. And he's like, when there's a scene when he just starts hearing people in the police at the police center, uh, when everybody is making so much noise, and it's like it reverberates in his brain, and it's like the light, and the when he's driving, uh, he is hallucinating cars and things like that. It's like it's all about him. The movie's called Insomnia. Who was Insomnia? Al Pacino. So yes, it's a murder movie. Yes, it has a lot of big name actors, but it's just centered around. It's like solar system. Like we have planets that is Hilary Swank, Robin Williams, and so forth. But the sun of the of the galaxy is Al Pacino. and he always does a great job. He goes to the next level. He does his research. He completely looked fucking, fucking out of it. And it's like at the end, he just like doesn't care anymore. And he tells Hilary Swank's character, who is the good cop, up and up, is like has found the truth, and he says, "Don't lose your way." And it's like he could have said nothing and go with it, and just said like, "Let my fate fall upon me, but just let me sleep." And that resonated a lot with me because I don't know how many times I was faced with a situation and I said, for better or worse, whatever happens, whatever I've done, just let me sleep. It it gives the movie a lot of power, and the movie is full of layers, of course. Um, I'll end with saying, I don't want this. It's a really straightforward. Um, it, this is a movie full of small details and really smartly conducted. But at the end, it's a straightforward police um, true crime murder case, and so there's not a lot for me to say. I'd say in the Christopher Nolan's filmography, I'd say I because it's so much different than the following. Um, I liked because it's strange because in the following and in Insomnia, Christopher Nolan really used to give a fuck about character development and um, arcs and personality and um, yeah, just character development, just the hero's journey and so on. So I don't know why it's ironic that because his next movies are Batman Begins, Inception, The Dark Knight, Interstellar, and The Dark Knight Rises. All those movies have no character development. They're just pure spectacle, and they're Christopher Nolan gaining in as as much as Christopher Nolan gains in popularity and in confidence, and his power in Hollywood grows. The content of course, the visuals and the budget and the actors and the powerhouse performances, all of them grows. But the character development and the small details and the all these little things that make a story great diminishes confronted to following and insomnia. So there was a switch somehow that he just, I think Christopher Nolan, and again, he is a very talented man. I've said it in the following: he's a very intelligent, smart dude to do what he does at the scale he is doing. But that doesn't excuse the fact that stories are about character developments, arcs, and however epic you want to go, it's all about character. And I think that going very big and very famous and very rich, he lost some of that. So his next movie is 3 years later is Batman Begins. I've said my piece about Batman Begins. You can see it on this channel. Perhaps I'll um, get out a small video to just to um, say my final words about it. But for now, yeah, that's my review of Insomnia. It's I think I don't know this next movie. I forgot Memento. I forgot Memento. I'm sorry. Memento will be coming next. Not enough sleep. But yeah, isn't I forgot Memento. Yeah, Memento with Guy Pearce. That will be the next movie. And so yeah, I don't know. I wanted to watch. I didn't want this series to be in any particular order. Of course, I won't go to 10 years later or whatever, going around and around. But I just, like I said, I thought Memento was after Insomnia. I don't know why. I just want to see Al Pacino and Robin Williams face to face. So yeah, so next review will be in this series. I'll be doing other videos uh, apart from it. But yeah, so thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more of Christopher Nolan's series of his career in Hollywood. So take care and ciao, guys.